How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another Battlegrounds Game Center unboxing. I'm Patrick, and today we're going to be taking a look at probably one of my most anticipated releases of this year, the Necromolds Call to Arm expansion. So this is a really neat expansion for a really neat game, Necromolds, which came out a few years ago. It's a really good introductory way to get kids into wargaming, but also very fun for adults as well. So the gimmick of this, though, that I love is you actually make your forces out of Play-Doh. And you put them in these molds here, you create them, and you use up all your Play-Doh, and that's your force. And it's kind of like a little small skirmish game or really small board. You move around the map. But as you compete in fights and you win, you actually get to smash them. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't require you to build models or paint. You have everything you need to just start playing right away in this box. I'm probably going to do a run through of this game sometime in the future, maybe how to play. Along with the Call to Arms expansion here. But let's go ahead and see what comes in the Call to Arms expansion. And then I also have some bonuses here. So we recently did the Kickstarter. We're going to have all of this in store, but this is my own personal Kickstarter that I got that we got all the expansion sets here, the movement tools, stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and open this and open these, and we'll take a look at what comes inside and what you get. Okay. So, got the little box here. Now, all their boxes have these little see-through things so you can see stuff. It's very, it kind of, I'm a 90s kid, so this really spoke to me when I first saw it. If you ever had creepy crawlies or anything like that, it has like that same aesthetic and feel to me that I really love. So here's the box, has a nice little insert here. You got your dice. So this set actually introduces some new mechanics to the game. The original game is pretty simple. And you can pretty much learn it in like 5 minutes. You can teach kids, and there's various degrees of difficulty, but this set adds a lot more complexity, more special powers. Like it has this commander die here that you'll be rolling, and then it also adds these wound dice. But I'll get to wounds here in a second, which is a really cool part of this game. We've got some pieces here to keep track on your boards, which we'll get to. We've got some baggies. Some cards, so kind of take a look at the cards here. So we've got artifact cards, which I'm going to go through here in a second. And then these are just this is the new character that comes in the expansion, the Blood Mump. So when you look at a character card, and it's also on their mold here, which I'll actually grab, it's going to have your stats. And the idea of this game is you roll dice and you allocate the dice to do their actions. But they have like a listed number of attacks, what their defense is, range, stuff like that. And if there's any special abilities. And then on the front, you have a nice little picture. And when you open this, you got your mold. So this doesn't look like it comes with any Play-Doh, but I'll do some molds here in the future with these boxes. But you'll put your Play-Doh in here, close it, mold it up, open it, take any excess out, and then boom, you got your miniature. It is really cool. It is a great design. I love it. I love everything about it. And Clint, who made this game, is the nicest dude. Got to meet him at Adepticon this year. So I couldn't recommend this game anymore. Let's see here. So we have some cards here. So these are the artifacts. So these correspond to actual pieces in the game, which are going to be these right here. So let's open these up. So you've got a little bendy, but so these are banners to put on your leader. So you'll denote your which monster is basically like your leader. You actually stick them into their Play-Doh. So you got 2 of those for the 2 players, and then the rest of these are pretty cool. So these are the artifacts that correspond to the different cards. So like there's a shield, there's look like a helmet. It's a fist, so like kind of like a hand, and you actually stick them into them, and you get to basically pretty up your Play-Doh dudes. These are wounds, so as they take wounds, you'll actually stick like the swords and the axes and stuff like that into them to denote that they've taken damage, and then that's when those red dice will come into play. So yeah, there's a lot of cool little artifacts. Some soft plastic should hold up pretty well. Like the little wizard hat. Very cool. So I'll build one and we'll stick a few things into them. So there's those cards, again corresponding to those pieces. And then we got some more cards here, it looks like. Get this open. So we've got a quick start guide here, or a little cheat for symbols and the flow of the game. And then we got a stack of cards here. So I can't remember what these are. I don't remember what these cards. I think they're like souls or something like that. But you'll pick one of these to put on your character. It gives you some more special abilities. So this expansion adds a lot more, a little bit more bookkeeping, but it does make it a little bit more nuanced in how you play compared to the basic game. So if you want to just get the basic game for just kids, that's great. But if you're adults and you play like Warhammer or something like that, getting this expansion in addition will actually really expand your enjoyment out of the game, because you'll have a lot more that you can do and list build and stuff like that. And then also just all of the different expansions you can get that have all the different monsters. So there's a lot here, and it's relatively inexpensive and highly recommended. So it's good fun. It takes about 30 minutes to play. Can't beat that. So underneath is going to be the rule book itself. So kind of shows you everything that comes in, how you do setup now compared to what it was originally. So yeah, goes through the game here. Pretty well laid out, easy to find if questions arise. So like there's a character board, which we'll show here in a second. Nice piece of artwork. And there's a bunch of different ways you can play. You can play it as multiplayer. You go up to a bunch of different players. You can play it a basic way. So if you want to keep it nice and simple for kids or whatnot, and then an even more advanced way to play, which is a lot of these things are also included in the original core book. But yeah, and there's even like objective tokens that come in the game that don't really have any inherent effect, but you can make your own rules with them. There's a lot of customization with this game. And there's also some terrain pieces that come, some cardstock terrain pieces. So nice little graveyard, a few different barriers, and then an FAQ, and then a thank you to all the Kickstarter backers. So, and then there's a quick reference on the back as well. So very cool, nicely laid out. Love the artwork, everything about this. So here we go, is some characters. So you can see here, Ramilda. So like there's the power, like this is something to keep track of, your power to use like these abilities here. You get rerolls, but look at the artwork is just so gnarly. I love it. And then there's some lore in the back here with different artwork. She is kind of creepy. Netch here looks kind of like a ninja of sorts. It's pretty cool. Really cool artwork in the back. A little grotesque, but it's not like insanely gross. It's more like a comedic cartoon type feel. So I like it. Distract people. Very cool. So yeah, so there's I believe 6 characters. So very nice. All right, and then the last few pieces here are gonna actually be the punch outs, which I'm not gonna punch out right now, but you can kind of see they have really good artwork on them, really nice pieces of terrain. So there's the objective tokens there, or these are the objective tokens. These tokens have like different effects on them when you get them. So there's a lot of cool new things that were added to this expansion, and I am super excited to play it. And if you're seeing this before the end of the month of May, and if you're nearby, I do plan on running some demos of this game in store at request, or we'll have certain days that we do demos and stuff too. So for anybody that has kids that want to try to get them into wargaming, this will be a great entry point for them. So okay, well that is the expansion itself. I'm gonna kind of pack it away a little bit, and then we'll look at some of the monster expansions that you can get as well. Okay, so check out the first one here. Ankropora and Sigurath. So you get 2 monsters in each pack, and it also comes with some spell clay, as they call it, or Play-Doh. And the cool thing is, if it ever dries out, or you can just replace it with regular old Play-Doh. So you can basically have an infinite number of miniatures. And there's another cool thing you can do with this game is if you say you like these minis and you don't want to smash them or anything, you could always let them dry out and paint them, which is really cool. So open the box here. Pull this out. So, okay. Looks like we got some cards on the back here that represent the characters. We got our spell clay, which has a nice Necromold branding. You open it up here. Boom, nice fluorescent pink. Really cool. We'll actually get into that here in a second. And then we have our 2 spell books. So we've got Sigurath and Ankropora. And on the back, it has their stats. And if you open it up, you can see the molds here. Let's see, look at this one here. Boom. And then this also comes with a glow-in-the-dark ring. So these rings are really cool. They all have different emblems on them. And whenever you defeat a monster, you just take the ring and you smash it, and it has your little emblem on it to show that you won in that combat. And then the smash monster actually becomes like a bit of a terrain piece or obstacle that you have to move around. So you kind of create your own terrain as the game goes on. It's pretty cool. Everything about this game, it just flows and just feels good. So put the ring back there. But yeah, let's go ahead and show you how a mold works here real quick. So I got my spell clay. Get a little bit of it out. Nice brand new clay or Play-Doh. It's very nice. So get a little bit. Try not to make too much of a mess. Kind of rolling in a ball here. Probably a little too much, but it's okay. And you just kind of put it in, smash it in. Get as much in there as you can. And then you close it up. Yeah, I used a little bit too much, but that's okay. Kind of get the excess off here. Open it, and boom, there's your monster. So then you kind of just carefully take the excess off around the mold. This one might break up a little bit because it's a lot of spindly bits, but okay, get that off right there. And then pull your monster out. Boom! That is your very first miniature for Necromolds to use. Very cool. There's also this really cool deluxe movement tool you can get that has like little grinding bits on it. You can use it to kind of clean these up if you want. So it's pretty cool. It even has like a little line of sight targeter, so if you're like looking to see if you see them. So these will be available as well. But to show you what I was talking about earlier with like the different artifacts. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and give this one a shield. So say you put the shield on them. You'll take the little artifact and you'll just stick it in. Boom, they have a shield. Very cool. And then as they take wounds or damage, if they don't get smashed, you'll take like swords and stuff, just stick them in. If they take more wounds, just get more, get your axe. It is so satisfying. It's ridiculous and satisfying, and I love it. And then when you defeat them, you just take them all out and smash them. So yeah, that is how those things work in the game, and it just looks so cool. Very, very cool. I wish there were more games that had like changes of the miniatures as you went. So you never know, might see it more in the future. But yeah, there's our guy. We'll take these out. And then when you're done, you just smash them up, put them back in, you're done. Another thing I wanted to show is with these is you can see that there's some excess here, which like, oh no, what do I do? So these actually, if I can get it here, will pop out like that very easily. And then you can clean them up, you can wash them, do what you need to do to get them all clean, get all the excess off. So it keeps them nice and pristine. So very cool. The whole design of these is just really awesome. And that is what comes in one of these packs here. You get 2 monsters, some spell clay, cards, a ring, which is really cool. But we'll kind of just put it away for now. Look at some of the other ones. So we've got Lithandra and Vegetoad. Ooh. Vegetoad sounds interesting. So a lot of these, I think there's a few new ones, but most of these are from the original campaign that you're able to get now. But, so kind of open this up here. So another cool thing is it comes with different colored spell clay. So this one's blue, that one was pink. So if you have different players, you'll be able to tell who's who. Very cool. So we got Vegetoad here. He looks gnarly. So there's actually 2 parts to him as well. So some of them will actually have like a small version and a big version. And then depending on what you build, they'll have like their different unique stats. And then there's also these numbers here next to their names. That's basically the number of ounces they take. So think of it as your points system. So when you're building an army, a whole thing of like, I think like 40 ounces or about 3.5 ounces. I don't know why, 40. 3.5 to 4 ounces is your points basically. So very cool. Got Vegetoad there. And then we've got Lithydra. So that's a pretty gnarly looking one. And then we got our caster ring. So this ring is actually not glow in the dark like the other one. So maybe it's like random where you get some that are glow in the dark and some that are not. Very cool. Just put that here for now. Got 4 more to go through. Okay, so this has got cards, some baggy, and you got some red. This has cracklings, which has a big and a small, just like the Vegetoad. It has a few different abilities, a magic ability. So you also notice that some of them have like these blue symbols here, Thrasher, stuff like that. So these are all different like effects. So if they're by another Thrasher, they'll get bit better attacks or better defense, because I think the different keywords give you different things. So like better attack, better defense, and so forth. And then we've got Mass. That's a very big one. It's a big boy. So he uses 21. And it looks like there's a second part of him that's half, so it doesn't have like the head. So I believe he can actually blow his top, basically, because he's a magma monster, and does a bunch of damage. And then once he blows his top, he goes down to a smaller version of himself. So that's pretty cool. I like it. We got a few more here. And I do like that they include these cards here, so that if you're the only one that has these, you have the mold which has the abilities, but then you can give a card to your friends to play with, so they can also use the same monsters. It's pretty cool, so they don't have to necessarily buy everything as well. As long as one of you has everything, you can both play with everything. So see here, we got some more cards, a bunch of little baggies. I think this is another reddish type color. Yeah, it's another red, maybe a little darker. Then we got Mongergon. That's pretty big. He's got a small version of himself as well. And then we've got Batdactyl, giant bat pterodactyl thing. Gnarly. Very cool. And then our glow-in-the-dark ring. So a few glow-in-the-darks here and there. Okay. So this one has blue clay. Very nice. We've got Tormarok. Looks like a giant stone guy. Very cool. There's a lot of different things. We've got Gorgaden, which is a few, looks like, yeah, just a big guy, one big guy. Very cool. And our ring, which is kind of looks like a spider. I don't think, it maybe a little more like a crab spider. And all the rings are unique, so there's even in the back of the original rulebook like a place where you can say, I've collected all of these, you know. So there's a bit of a collecting game in this as well, if you want everything. But this is pretty much everything that comes with the game. I think there's a few additional things like more different rings, like glow-in-the-dark rings, stuff like that. And then I don't think there's any more monsters. I think these are all the monsters that you can get right now. But they might do more in the future. So yeah, so it even says mystery ring. It's like you're either going to get glow-in-the-dark or you're going to get regular. So you never know what you're going to get. Ooh, this one, a nice orange. Very cool. Got a bunch of different colors. So we've got Petripod. Very gnarly looking. Has like a skull, and yeah, the artwork in this game is just so cool. So I did get a regular ring, not a glow-in-the-dark, but I got a few glow-in-the-darks, which is cool. And then we've got Fungix. Ugh. Very cool. So yeah, that is all the different expansions. You got your clay, you got your rings. Something else that I ended up getting, I don't know if we'll have these, or if you did the Kickstarter, you definitely got one, but it's like a nice little lore book. So it tells you about all the characters. There's some comics in here. There's a lot of different pages, and it's just full of text. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. So if you have a chance to get one, see, even it shows you which rings you can catch, or collect. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Pokemon here. And it shows you what rings you can get, all the different types of insects and weird looking things. And it even has a nice little breakdown of all of the monsters, how they work, their lore, their abilities. So kind of like a codex in a way, but it's very cool. So this is available too. I mean, why not pick it up? It's a really nice read. But that is everything that I got for Necromolds, the Call to Arms expansion, plus all the extra monster packs. But we do have the Call to Arms expansion currently in store. They'll be on our website. You can get it in store as well. We should be getting the core boxes as well, and all of the different monster packs here. So if you're interested in Necromolds and you want to pick it up for your kids or yourself or for both, go ahead and stop in today. We should have that for you, or check us out online, and I'll leave all those links on the bottom below. But if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please go ahead and like and subscribe. We really appreciate all the views, all the new likes and subscribers we've gotten. We've doubled our subscribers recently, which is really cool, and I just want to keep growing it and keep making it bigger. But I do plan on doing some more content for Necromolds in the future. It's a fun, quick game that I think could be really cool to do some battle reports or some review, how to play. But again, thank you for stopping and watching this video. Until next time, I'm Patrick at Battlegrounds Game Center. See you later.